Hey there, I'm Marvin, and welcome back to our playthrough of Mass Effect Legendary Edition. In the last episode, we wrapped up the first game in the trilogy with a rather climatic finish against Saren Arterius and Sovereign the Reaper, concluding with the destruction of Sovereign and Shepard saving the Citadel from an impending Reaper attack. That really brought about quite a nice ending to the game, and I am so excited in this episode to kick off the sequel to that highly acclaimed first edition in the trilogy. Mass Effect 2 came out about 2 years after the first one came out, and at that point the first Mass Effect had achieved, I think, quite a lot of commercial success as well as some notoriety for its mature themes in the game. So definitely set the bar pretty high, and Mass Effect 2 absolutely delivered. This game comes with a rather interesting plot line, not quite the same as the first Mass Effect, but definitely stands very well on its own. There are a whole host of new companions who join Shepard on their quest, and I think most of all, a lot of improvements were made to the combat and exploration in the sequel. It really tightens up the gameplay experience compared to the first Mass Effect, and you'll see a lot of that continue on into the final game within the trilogy. So, of course, now if you haven't had an opportunity to see my playthrough of the first game, the first Mass Effect, then I highly recommend that you go check it out so you can catch up on the story of what happens to Commander Shepard. You'll see the link here on the screen right now. But otherwise, we're going to go ahead and kick things off with a new game here on Mass Effect 2. And actually, one of the first things that you can do is either choose to start a brand new game, like what we did on the first Mass Effect, or you can import a character in order to retain the specific decisions, story decisions that you made in the first Mass Effect, and that's this import ME1 character. If you've actually completed a run-through of Mass Effect 2, you can also import a ME2 character, which basically results in the same thing, but you start off with, I think, even more money and higher stats. But we're going to import our character from our first, initial playthrough of Mass Effect 1, so that we can retain those story choices into this game. All right, and you can see I have a whole bunch here. Let me think. Which one is... I think it's this one. Let's take a look. Alrighty. We're going to keep the combat difficulty at normal, just because I like to focus more on the story, and otherwise everything else looks pretty good. All right. And here is kind of a quick gut check, just to make sure that you were able to get everything that you needed in, or to make sure that you pick the right save file based on the choices that it gives here. So Rex survived the mission on Vermeer. We left Ashley on that same mission. We saved the Council on the attack on the Citadel, and we also nominated Captain Anderson for humanity's first seat on the Council. And here we are. Again, I think BioWare is really well known for creating very dramatic openers in its RPG games. Both Mass Effect, Dragon Age is another great example, and this one does not disappoint. So let's see what happens here.
Shepard did everything right. More than we could have hoped for.
Commander Shepard uncovered the truth.
And still, it's not enough.
We're at war. No one wants to admit it, but humanity is under attack.
But they're sending her to fight Geth. Geth! We both know they're not the real threat. The Reapers are still out there.
And it's up to us to stop them.
The Council will never trust Cerberus. They'll never accept our help, even after everything humanity has accomplished. But Shepard, they'll follow her. She's a hero, a bloody icon. But she's just one woman. If we lose Shepard, humanity might well follow.
Then see to it that we don't lose her.
Interesting. So right off the bat, we're introduced to two new characters that we did not see in the first Mass Effect, and the mention of Cerberus, which you might recall from a mission with Admiral Kahoku. Let me just rewind that back.
It was a group called Cerberus, an Alliance Black Ops organization. Top secret, highest level security clearance. They vanished a few months ago. Dropped right off the grid. Nobody knew where they went or what they were up to. They've gone completely rogue, Shepard. They're conducting illegal genetic experiments, trying to create some kind of super soldier.
Yeah, that is a mission that did not put Cerberus in a very good light, so... Yep. We'll see what that is about, though. Clearly they know who the Reapers are, and they have a very strong interest in keeping Commander Shepard alive. Alright, we're back to the Normandy now.
Disengaging FTL drives. Emission sinks active. Board is green. We are running silent.
We're wasting our time. 4 days searching up and down this sector, and we haven't found any sign of Geth activity.
3 ships went missing here in the past month. Something happened to them.
My money's on slavers. The Terminus System is crawling with them.
Picking up something on the long-range scanner. Unidentified vessel. Looks like a cruiser.
Doesn't match any known signatures.
Cruiser is changing course. Now on intercept trajectory.
Can't be. Stealth systems are engaged. There's no way a Geth ship could possibly...
It's not the Geth. Brace for evasive maneuvers!
Ooh.
Presley!
Kinetic barriers down. Multiple hull breaches. Weapons offline. Somebody get that fire out.
Shepard!
Distress beacon is ready for launch. Will the Alliance get here in time? I'm not doing this just so they can find our frozen corpses. Get everyone onto the escape shuttles. Joker's still in the cockpit. He won't evacuate. I'm not leaving either. I need you to get the crew onto the evac shuttles. I'll take care of Joker. Shepard, Liara, go. Now. Aye, aye. Everybody in! Go, go, go!
Woo! Alright, now we got control.
Mayday! 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 This is SSV Normandy!
You might be feeling pretty high after, you know, defeating Saren and Sovereign in the end of the first Mass Effect. But, situation's not looking too hot for Commander Shepard right now.
Hold together.
Really love how they do these visual effects. Just look at that. It's gorgeous. Naturally, out here in the confines of space, there's no sound but that of your own breathing. all you gotta do is go over and talk to Joker.
Come on, Joker. We have to get out of here.
No, I won't abandon the Normandy. I can still save her.
The Normandy's lost. Going down with the ship won't change that.
Yeah, okay. Help me up. They're coming around for another attack. Watch the arm! Commander! Shepard!
Yikes. I remember playing the demo before the initial release and thought like, oh, well, I guess that's it for Commander Shepard? No, it's not, don't worry, she's fine. But still, you might remember at the end of the first Mass Effect, there's a scene where a part of Sovereign crashes into the Citadel Tower and conceivably almost takes out Shepard. Her companions think that she's dead, and she then heroically rises from the ashes. And yeah, you can see from this game that Shepard definitely takes harder hits than that. And don't worry, she makes it through just fine. So now this pop-up is actually something specific to Legendary Edition. It's not there in the original Mass Effect 2, and basically allows you to review the story from the first Mass Effect. And actually, this is really a great thing to watch if you are playing Mass Effect 2 without having played the first game in the trilogy, or if it just has been a while, you don't exactly remember what's going on. But I am going to skip it because I'm going to assume that y'all have been able to see my playthrough of the first game. If not, again, here's the link to go check out that piece.
Commander Shepard has been recovered. The Lazarus project will proceed as planned.
All right, now we're going back to the lady that we saw in the very first cutscene, Miranda Lawson. Alrighty. When this game first came out, there's sort of this pretense that because Cerberus had to bring Commander Shepard basically back from the dead, that you could potentially change up how she looks and her, even her class, which I don't know. It's kind of weird. Honestly, I don't think it matters to try and make that believable. By the time you hit the third Mass Effect game, they just straight up drop the pretense and say like, yeah, it's okay if your Shepard was a soldier in the first two games, you can make her a biotic all of a sudden in the third game of the trilogy. So we're going to go ahead and go with the default appearance, which honestly should be the same as the imported one because we've just been sticking with the default. And we are going to stick with soldier because that is, I think, still my favorite class to play and one that's fairly easy to play in this game. And this is something that I don't remember if you are importing a character, then you get this option. And basically, it's a set of special capabilities. They were called talents in the first Mass Effect game that your squad mates receive for the most part, and you get to pick one of them to apply to Shepard. And a lot of them are pretty good. We're going to stick with this armor piercing ammo though, because it does make our DPS a little bit better for some of the tougher enemies in this game. Alright, and again, if you recall, we started the first Mass Effect game with that spacer and war hero background, so that's being retained here in the second game, and we're going to continue onwards.
On the monitor. Something's wrong.
She's reacting to outside stimuli, showing an awareness of her surroundings. Oh my God, Miranda. I think she's waking up.
Damn it, Watson. She's not ready yet. Give her the sedative. Shepard, don't try to move. Just lie still. Try to stay calm.
Heart rate's still climbing. Brain activity is off the charts. Stats pushing into the red zone. It's not working.
Another dose. Now.
Heart rate dropping. Stats falling back into normal range. That was too close. We almost lost her.
I told you your estimates were off. Run the numbers again.
Wake up, Commander. Shepard, do you hear me? Get out of that bed now. This facility is under attack. Shepard, your scars aren't healed, but I need you to get moving. This facility is under attack. There's a pistol in the locker on the other side of the room. Hurry! Grab the pistol and armor from the locker. You don't have time to wait around, Shepard. Grab your weapon.
Pistol doesn't have a thermal clip.
It's a med. Keep your head down, Shepard. Shield yourself from the blast. Someone's hacking security trying to kill you. Look for a thermal clip for your pistol.
Alrighty. So things start off a little bit spicy at the beginning of our first mission here, and immediately you hear something called a thermal clip. So we'll go ahead and you'll start to see this as I go through the first combat sequences. But in Mass Effect 2, the developers made the decision that the original design of the first Mass Effect, where you did not have ammo but your weapons overheated instead, was a bit too crazy for most players. So they went back to the traditional shooter paradigm of having to reload your weapon. And in this case, thermal clips aren't ammo per se. It's this idea that once you've shot your gun enough, then you need to reload your thermal clip to reduce the heating to remove the heating that has occurred in the weapon and cool it down. So I don't know, it's weird, but all that really matters is that we're back to a more standard way of combat. Another important thing to consider is that because we imported a character, we do start off with some benefits in terms of our powers, or in the first Mass Effect they were called talents, as well as some points to Paragon and Renegade, depending on our actions from the first game. And you can see here the list of powers that we have is considerably less than the number of talents that we had in the first Mass Effect, and that's actually a good thing because it definitely streamlines, I think, developing your character over the course of the game. Some of these you see are grayed out because we need to upgrade other powers to a certain level to unlock them. That is actually just like the first Mass Effect. And when you click on any one of these and you open them up, you actually can see that getting higher levels requires more points. And at the very end, you get to choose one of two masteries, which just slightly tweaks the benefits that you get at the very end. And this is kind of like the specialization that Commander Shepard received in the first Mass Effect. So we are going to go with increasing our combat mastery first, just because it does increase our how many Paragon and Renegade points that we gain through our choices, and that'll just help us unlock those special dialogue options which are retained in Mass Effect 2. and lead to more interesting story outcomes. So we're going to focus on that first, but then eventually the key sort of power that I'm using to get through fights quickly is this adrenaline rush ability, which basically slows down time for Commander Shepard so that you can line up your shots better, basically get those headshots in for more damage, and at higher levels, in fact, even allows Shepard to take less damage from incoming fire, which is kind of a way to make her a little bit more beefy in very large firefights. So we still have a few more points, so let's go ahead and grab one more rank here on Combat Mastery, and then we'll go back to playing the game.
Looks like they set up a barricade to try holding the mechs off. Look out!
Alright, there's a adrenaline rush coming in. That adrenaline rush slow down time so I can line up that shot there.
Shepard, security mechs are closing in on your position.
You see, without adrenaline rush, you can still get those shots in, but it is a little bit harder to pull off. Actually, you know, let me line up my abilities. So we're gonna take on that, activate that armor-piercing ammo just for a little bit more damage.
Nice work, Shepard. Coast is clear.
All right. There we go.
Don't waste time. I can't keep the mechs distracted for long.
That guy's not gonna be able to get you, but it does show you. It does show a lot of the people in the facility getting taken out by these mechs. All right, we're gonna switch to this grenade launcher we just picked up, and the idea is to take them out in one big shot like that.
Take the elevator down one floor.
Okay. You might recall that I had a grenade launcher in the first Mass Effect game. In this game, they kind of did away with that and just gave you a whole class of heavy weapons that use a special ammo, a special type of ammo. The grenade launcher is the first one you get, but later on you can purchase other kind of heavy weapons that let you take out stronger enemies more quickly. You won't see me using them all that often, but every now and then we'll use it just for kicks.
Hurry! Get to the door! Run!
Yeah, just run through that fire right there.
Doing great, Shepard. Head to the next room and I'll try to meet you. Shepard, read me. I've got mech closing in on my position.
Alright, we can listen to what's going on.
Progress is slow, but subject shows signs of recovery. Major organs are again functional, and there are signs of rudimentary neurological activity. In an effort to accelerate the process, we've moved from simple organic reconstruction of the subject to biosynthetic fusion. Initial results show promise.
What that basically says is that Shepard is now a combination of a lot of synthetic materials as well as organic materials.
Log update. The cost of this project is astronomical. Over 4 billion credits so far. But nobody seems to care that we've gone over budget. I don't know where the boss gets all his money. Maybe it's better not to know. I just wish he'd kick a little more in my direction once in a while.
Alright, that's Wilson. That is the other person in the cutscene where Shepard was waking up temporarily. And then finally, let's see, oh no, that one just opens. So ME2 introduces a new mechanic for unlocking guarded loot boxes. Dude, sorry.
Log update. I can't figure Miranda out. As project director, she should be ecstatic at all the progress we've made. But she's still the same old ice queen. Maybe she's worried Shepard might become the new favorite. Or maybe she is just a pure cold-hearted bitch.
It's a little more of the latter. She's just very direct.
You're up! Get over here!
Subdue and suppress.
Shepard! What the? What are you doing here? I thought you were still a work in progress.
I just woke up. You probably know more than I do.
Right, sorry about that. I'm Jacob Taylor. I've been stationed here for—
Hostiles detected.
Damn it! Things must be worse than I thought if Miranda's got you running around. I'll fill you in, but we better get you to the shuttle first.
Alright, you can ask a little bit about what's going on. We'll just continue the story.
It's your station, Jacob. I'll follow you.
First step, let's finish off these metal bastards. We're low on thermal clips, but I'm a biotic. Just give the order when you want me to hit them with the good stuff.
Alright. And this is a training segment where they want you to have Jacob use his biotic ability so that you can learn that not all of it is running and gunning. So we'll go ahead and click on that.
Ready to get the hell off this station?
What's the quickest way to those shuttles?
Depends where the mechs are thickest. It's probably best if we—
Check. Anyone on this frequency? Anybody still alive out there? Hello?
Wilson, this is Jacob. I'm here with Commander Shepard. Just took out a wave of mechs over in D-Wing.
Shepard's alive? How the hell? Never mind. You need to get her out of there. Get to the service tunnels and head for the network control room.
Roger that, Wilson. Stay on this frequency.
Let's get out of here.
You bet. We can get into the service tunnels through this door.
Alright. If you actually take some time, he will tell you that they work for Cerberus, which is a little concerning.
Systems active.
The whole station is crawling with mechs. I'm doing the best I can. Oh God, they found me. Help!
Wilson, where are you?
Server room B.
Alrighty. Was there something around here? There we go.
Physical reconstruction of subject is complete, but we still need to evaluate all mental and neurological functions. Our orders were clear. Make Commander Shepard who she was before the explosion. The same mind, the same morals, the same personality. If we alter her identity in any way, if she's somehow not the woman she used to be, the Lazarus Project will have failed. I refuse to let that happen.
Alright. A very determined person, Miranda is.
Jacob! Shepard! Down here! Bastards got me in the leg!
We need to get off this station.
I'm not going anywhere till someone fixes my leg.
Should be some medi-gel in the first aid station on the wall. Hopefully there's enough to get him up and moving again.
Grab the medi-gel from the first aid station on the wall.
Alright, more training here. So, you might recall in the first Mass Effect game, there was a talent called Unity, which you used to revive characters who have been downed. And then there was separately a talent, or I should say a first aid action that allowed you to heal Shepard and her companions. In this game, they just combine it into one, so we just use this Unity action.
Thanks, Shepard. Never thought you'd save my life. Guess that makes us even now, huh? I thought maybe I could shut down the security mechs, but whoever did this fried the whole system. Completely irreversible.
We didn't ask what you were doing. Why do you even have security mech clearance? You were in the bio wing.
Weren't you listening? I came here to try and fix this. Besides, I was shot. How do you explain that?
You're all strangers to me. Let's get someplace safe and then we'll sort out whose fault it is.
Right, Shepard. We need to find Miranda. We can't leave her behind.
Forget about Miranda. She was over in D-Wing. The mechs were all over that sector. There's no way she survived.
A bunch of mechs won't drop Miranda. She's alive.
Then where is she? Why haven't we heard from her? There are only two possible explanations. She's either dead, or she's a traitor.
Then why did she wake me up and warn me about the attack?
Okay, maybe she's not a traitor. But that doesn't change the facts. We're here, she's not. We need to save ourselves. The shuttle bay is only a few...
Alright. So it's going to tell you to more training. You can use Wilson's overload ability on these canisters here in the center of my screen, which is an environmental hazard that will create an explosion to take out some of these mechs, but alternatively, you can just attack the mechs directly.
That's it. Let's get out of here.
Okay, we took him down, but this is getting tense. Shepard, if I tell you who we work for, will you trust me?
This really isn't the time, Jacob.
We won't make it if she's expecting a shot in the back.
If you want to piss off the boss, it's your ass, Jacob.
The Lazarus Project, the program that rebuilt you. It's funded and controlled by Cerberus.
Alright, sorry, this is where Jacob tells you that they work for Cerberus. So, clearly Shepard should know who they are, but you can change that a little bit.
I think I ran into Cerberus a few times while I was investigating Saren. Some kind of pro-human splinter group, right?
Well, that's what the Alliance wants people to believe. But there's more to it. The Alliance declared you dead. They gave up. Cerberus spent a fortune to bring you back. Look, I'd be suspicious too, but right now we have to work together. I thought you deserved to know what's what. Once we're off the station, I'll take you to the elusive man. He'll explain everything. I promise.
Elusive man. Is he in charge of all this?
Yeah. That's not his real name, of course. Nobody knows who he really is.
It was a code name the Alliance used for him. Kinda stuck.
You actually don't really learn a lot about the Elusive Man's background in the games itself, though there might be more in the extended lore. I actually have never looked it up, so it could be something interesting to check out when you have time.
I don't care what they did or what you say. I am not working with terrorists.
You can tell it to the boss.
Alright. Let's get a move on.
They've seen us.
Please consider your aggressive attitude. Backup systems engaged. Requesting systems have engaged.
Alrighty.
Test subject has been recovered, but the damage is far worse than we initially feared. In addition to the expected burns and internal injuries from the explosion, subject has suffered significant cellular breakdown due to long-term exposure to vacuum and sub-zero temperatures. Despite the extent of the physical trauma, Wilson assures me subject is salvageable. The Lazarus Project will proceed as planned.
Honestly, I don't know how that's the case. Shepard definitely should not have survived that attack, but alright, whatever. Okay, here we go. So this is the Mass Effect 2 version of bypassing locked inventory boxes. So there are two versions of it. This is the one where you need to find matching symbols and connect them together. So what you do basically is you mouse over two symbols like this to make sure that they are correct or matching. Click one and then click the second. So I will look at this, for example. Okay, these two are fine. And these two are the same. And these two are the same. And just like that. Now actually, we began, because we imported a character, we actually began with quite a few credits. I will continue to, I think, do some of these to get some additional credits, but eventually we'll stop unlocking these for the sake of time, because we won't need to, once we buy what we need, then we'll be all set. Alright, and I believe that should unlock the door on the other side, which allows us to continue with the mission.
Come on, through here. We're almost at the... Miranda, but you were...
Oh.
Dead?
What the hell are you doing?
My job. Wilson betrayed us all.
Even if you're sure, did he deserve that welcome?
He sabotaged the security systems, killed my staff, and he would have killed us.
You sure about that, Miranda? We've known Wilson for years. What if you're wrong?
I'm never wrong. I thought you'd have learnt that by now, Jacob.
Wow. Alright.
If you say so. What's our next step?
We get on the shuttle and go. My boss wants to speak to you.
You mean the elusive man? I know you work for Cerberus.
Ah, Jacob. I should have known your conscience would get the better of you.
Lying to the commander isn't the way to get her to join our cause.
Well, since we're getting everything out in the open, is there anything else you want to ask before we go, Commander?
All right. And so you can learn a little bit about the Lazarus Project and what happened after the attack on the Normandy. Basically, just in the interest of time, I'll give you the summary. Basically, everyone except Presley and a few other unknowns survived the attack. All your main companions who were on the ship, even though you only saw Liara, survived the attack, and they move on. And the elusive man started the Lazarus Project to recover Shepard. So definitely a lot of interesting backstory, but we are going to skip over it for now.
I've had enough of this station to last a lifetime.
Or two, in your case. Come on. Before you meet with the elusive man, we need to ask a few questions to evaluate your condition.
Come on, Miranda, more tests? Shepard took down those mechs without any trouble. That has to be good enough.
It's been 2 years since the attack. The elusive man needs to know that Shepard's personality and memories are intact. Ask the questions.
All right, if you're wondering what's going on here, so in the original games, you had to import a save from the first Mass Effect in order to gain those special perks, like more experience and more money, and setting the storyline. However, the save that you would get actually occurs right before the final confrontation, so your save actually will not talk about some major decisions like, did you save the council, and who did you nominate as the first human counselor? And this part right here is your opportunity to set the record straight there, depending on your own actions from the first Mass Effect. For the purposes of the Legendary Edition, that's no longer an issue, but obviously they still kept this part in the game. I actually don't know what happens if you choose answers that conflict with your choices from the first Mass Effect. I'm not going to test that out here, but you can definitely give that a try.
This is a waste of time. I feel as good as ever.
The sooner we start, the sooner we can be done. Start with personal history.
Okay. Records show you were a spacer kid, raised mostly on one ship or another. You enlisted and won a medal fighting Batarians during the Skillian Blitz. Do you remember that?
A lot of lives depended on me holding that position. I did what I had to.
However you want to put it, it was damn impressive. I had friends who were there. Satisfied, Miranda?
Almost. Let's try something more recent. Vermeer, where you destroyed Saren's cloning facility. You had to leave one of your squad behind to die in the blast.
Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams was killed in action. It was your call. Why did you leave her behind?
I left a friend to die that day and I didn't do it casually. But I had to save as many people as I could. Ash gave her life for the rest of the team. Without her, I couldn't have stopped Saren. She died a hero.
I understand, Commander. And I wasn't judging your decision. Everybody at Cerberus knows that cloning facility had to be destroyed.
There are other tests we really should run.
Come on, Miranda. Enough with the quizzes. The memories are there, and I can vouch for Shepard's combat skills personally.
I suppose you're right. We'll have to hope the elusive man accepts our little field test as evidence enough.
Alright, I guess I actually skip over the counselor question, so never mind. You can't actually provide any conflicting answers. Alright. Now it's time for us to go meet the elusive man.
The elusive man is waiting for you in the other room.
Of course, you never actually get to meet the elusive man in person, but you use this little device. I actually don't know what this thing is called.
Commander Shepard.
Elusive man. I thought we'd be meeting face to face.
Unnecessary precaution. Not unusual for people who know what you and I know.
You might be the reason I'm still alive, but that doesn't mean I trust you.
You need to put your personal feelings aside. Humanity is up against the greatest threat of our brief existence.
The Reapers.
Good to see your memory's still intact. How are you feeling?
You need to earn the right to ask me those kinds of questions.
Cerberus isn't as evil as you believe. You and I are on the same side. We just have different methods.
Cut to the chase. What are the Reapers doing that made you decide to bring me back?
We're at war. No one wants to admit it, but humanity is under attack. While you've been sleeping, entire colonies have been disappearing. Human colonies. We believe it's someone working for the Reapers, just as Saren and the Geth aided Sovereign. You've seen it yourself. You bested all of them. That's just one reason we chose you.
If this is a threat against humanity, you need to mobilize the Alliance.
They suffered substantial losses fighting Sovereign. They're rebuilding, still stretched too thin to waste resources verifying the Reaper threat. Blaming the abductions on mercs and pirates is easier and more convenient.
And that's why you have to take specific actions here. And you can learn a little bit more about the elusive man's intentions, but we're going to skip those dialogue options. I will say, though, the casting for the elusive man is definitely one of my favorites in the entire trilogy. You're going to butt heads with him a lot, playing as a Paragon version of Commander Shepard's, but he is a fascinating character that definitely really brings this trilogy's story to life.
If what you say is true, if the Reapers are behind this, I'd consider helping you.
I'd be disappointed if you accepted any of this without seeing for yourself. I have a shuttle ready to take you to Freedom's Progress, the latest colony to be abducted. Miranda and Jacob will brief you.
Miranda killed Wilson in cold blood. Jacob's just a gun for hire. You expect me to trust them?
Wilson was one of my best agents, but he was a traitor. Miranda did exactly what I expected of her, and she saved your life in more ways than one. Jacob's a soldier, one of the best. He's never fully trusted me, but he's always been honest about it. You'll be just fine with them. For now.
Is this a volunteer job, or am I being volunteered?
You always have a choice, Shepard. If you don't find the evidence we're both looking for, we can part ways. But first, go to Freedom's Progress. Find any clues you can. Who's abducting the colonies? Do they have any connection to the Reapers? I brought you back. It's up to you to do the rest.
Alright. Brought you back using a whole ton of credits. Alrighty. You can, by the way, customize your gear here, most specifically your casual appearance, which starts off with this Cerberus uniform, but you can also, by buying the Legendary Edition, you can also wear this very suave-looking N7 jacket here. And later on, actually, use this formal outfit, which comes into play with a very specific mission that we'll be playing later. But I like the jacket, so I'm going to go with that. Nice. Alright, you can talk to Miranda and Jake a little bit more, just to learn a bit about their backstories. Not a whole lot, though, right now. It's better that we do this a little bit later on. So let's just go ahead and start the Freedom's Progress mission. Alright, and you can see here by having, by having being Mass Effect 2, you get a whole bunch of benefits right here. So the import bonuses are not quite as substantial, but it's still pretty good.
We should be there shortly, Shepard. The elusive man put us under your command. Do you have any orders?
Alright, you can learn a little bit about just what has happened leading up to this action to investigate the colonies.
Our first priority is to look for survivors.
That's unlikely, Commander. No one was left at the other colonies. They were completely deserted.
Be nice to find somebody. Anything's better than another ghost town.
Alright. And now we actually get our full kit of weapons, so I'm going to switch over to this assault rifle. And turn on that armor-piercing ammo. We can actually go and take a look at whether or not we have enough points to do some upgrades. So, Miranda's actually a really good squad mate to keep around for these two abilities that handle specific enemy types, as well as her officer talent, which kind of gives some nice little buffs to other members of the squad. So we'll start with that first. And Jacob, on the other hand, is not as not as great, but we'll obviously have to use him right now. All right, let's get moving. So yes.
Left right in the middle of dinner.
So yeah, we really don't know what's going on. Why this whole colony of Freedom's Progress is just completely abandoned.
Damage. No signs of battle.
Indeed. Uh-oh. And one nice thing about this is that you can also assign to your hotkeys the talents of your squad mates, so I will do that.
Shoot them before they take out the shield. I've got no shields!
Requesting assistance.
Alright. And here's an example of safe you have to bypass. This is still the same thing where you have to connect the leads.
Stop right there!
Praza, you said you'd let me handle this.
And look who it is.
Wait, Shepard?
I'm not taking any chances with Cerberus operatives.
Put those weapons down! Shepard? Is that... you're alive?
Remember when I gave you that Geth data tally? Did it help you complete your pilgrimage?
Yes, it did. Praza, weapons down. This is definitely Commander Shepard.
Why is your old commander working for Cerberus?
I don't know. Maybe we should ask.
I nearly died, Tally. Cerberus spent 2 years rebuilding me. They want me to investigate attacks on human colonies.
Likely story. No organization would commit so many resources to bring back one soldier.
You haven't seen Shepard in action, Praza. Trust me, it was money well spent.
Darn straight.
Perhaps we can work together. We're here looking for a young Quarian named Vitor. He was here on pilgrimage.
Isn't that a little strange? A Quarian visiting a remote human colony?
Quarians can choose where they go on pilgrimage. Vitor liked the idea of helping a small settlement. He was always nervous in crowds.
She means that he was unstable. Combine that with damage to his suit CO2 scrubbers and an infection from an open-air exposure, and he's likely delirious.
When he saw us landing, he hid in a warehouse on the far side of town. We suspect he also programmed the mechs to attack anything that moved.
Vitor's the only one who can tell us what happened here. We should work together to find him.
Good idea. You'll need 2 teams to get past the drones anyway.
Now we're working with Cerberus?
No, Praza, you're working for me. If you can't follow orders, go wait on the ship. Head for the warehouse through the center of the colony. We'll circle around the far side and draw off some of the drones to clear you a path.
Your people really don't like Cerberus. What did I miss?
They killed our people, infiltrated our flotilla, and tried to blow up one of our ships.
Ooh.
That's not how I'd have explained it exactly. It was nothing personal.
We can argue over who killed who later. Right now, we've got a job to do.
Agreed. We work together to get to Vitor.
Make sure to keep in radio contact.
Will do. Good luck, Shepard. Whatever happens, it's good to have you back.
I actually don't know the backstory behind Cerberus and the Quarians. Again, maybe something you find out the extended lore.
Shepard. There's a squad of security drones up ahead.
We'll take care of it.
Alright, I'm gonna skip that bypass over there. Let's just get cuts the action.
Shepard, Praza and his squad rushed on ahead. I told them to wait, but they wouldn't listen. They want to find Vitor and take him away before you get here.
We should have expected this.
Still catch me.
For some reason, I seem to be unable to peek around this cover, so I'm going to move around.
Hurry, Shepard. We're inside the loading docks. Vitor reprogrammed the heavy mech. It's tearing Praza's squad apart.
They did want to get to Vitor first.
Get your squad into cover and I'll open the loading bay doors.
We'll take cover by the doors. Shepard, you take point.
Alright, so you just gotta move your companions. Alright, so you actually saw one of these big mechs in the first mission. You didn't have to face against it.
That mech's got heavy armor plating. Those Quarians never stood a chance.
This is gonna be one tough son of a bitch to take down.
Alrighty, and so here's an example of some of the tougher enemies that you'll be facing in Mass Effect 2. In the first Mass Effect, I think there were some enemies that had shielding, but not that many. In this game, every enemy has some kind of health bar in red, and then for the tougher ones, they might also have an additional armor plated health bar on top of that, which will take less damage per hit compared to their health bar. And then additionally, some enemies will either have a shield health bar or a biotic barrier health bar, both of which are basically the same thing. So these tougher ones definitely will have all three, which can be quite annoying to deal with. And what you basically want to do, like in this case, depending on your companions, is that when you're up against shields, you want to use a talent like Overload to quickly take those out, and then when you're when dealing with the armor, you want to use a talent like Warp to take that out more quickly. So we're going to start with the Overload. Use this warp ability. It's effective with armor. Now it's down to the health. And we're done. You see that health bar went down much more quickly than the armor one, so that was nice. Okay. Occasionally in your missions, you will come across little box-looking things like this, which, if you open it, gives you some resources. In addition to credits, there are 4 resources: Palladium, Iridium, Platinum, and Element 0, which you will use to get certain upgrades for your talents and weapons. I'll show you a little bit more of that when we get to a later section of the game, but for now, basically, whenever you have a chance to see one of those, just collect the resource. Additionally, there might be some additional random things you can scan right here, and those will often give you the ability to get specific upgrades. So like when I scan this
looks interesting.
I get an upgrade that lets me or get access to an upgrade that increases my heavy weapon ammo. In here you can see there's another safe that I can bypass. I'm gonna skip that for now though. Let's go ahead and finish out this mission. Vitor should just be on the other side.
Monsters coming back. Mechs will protect. Safe from swarms. Have to hide. No monsters. No swarms. No.
Vitor?
No, Vitor. Not here. Swarms can't find. Monsters coming. Have to hide.
Alright, and then coming up, there's going to be a quick time action where you can apply either a Paragon or a Renegade choice, and these often kind of influence kind of Shepard's personality throughout the game.
Nobody's gonna hurt you anymore.
I don't think he can hear you, Commander.
Have to hide. Mechs will.
So in this case, I did a right-click button to apply the Paragon action.
You're human. Where did you hide? How come they didn't find you?
Who didn't find us?
The monsters. The swarms. They took everyone.
Why didn't the colonists fight back, Vitor? What happened?
You don't know. You didn't see. But I see everything.
Looks like security footage. He must have pieced it together manually.
What the hell is that?
My god. I think it's a collector.
Is that some kind of alien?
They're a species from somewhere beyond the Omega-4 relay. Only a few people have ever seen one in person.
They usually work through intermediaries, like slavers or hired mercenaries. If they're involved with the Reapers somehow, it could explain what happened to the colonies.
The Collectors have advanced technology. They could have a weapon that disables an entire settlement at once.
The Seekers swarms. No one can hide. The Seekers find you, freeze you, then the monsters take you away.
If you're wondering, no, you cannot come across Collectors in the first Mass Effect game. This is the first time we'll see them.
What happened next?
The monsters took the people onto the ship, and then they left. The ship flew away. But they'll be back for me. No one escapes.
I think that's probably all we're getting out of him, Commander.
We appreciate what you told us. You were very helpful.
I studied them. The monsters. The swarms. I recorded them with my Omni tool. Lots of readings. Electromagnetic. Dark energy.
We need to get this data to the elusive man. Grab the Quarian and call the shuttle to come pick us up.
What? Vitor is injured. He needs treatment, not an interrogation.
We won't hurt him. We just need to see if he knows anything else. He'll be returned unharmed.
Your people tried to betray us once already. If we give him to you, we'll never get the intel we need.
Praza was an idiot, and he and his men paid for it. You're welcome to take Vitor's Omnitool data, but please, just let me take him.
All right. And again, this is where you start to see, or you get to choose whether Shepard takes a Paragon route or a Renegade route here.
You don't have to take Vitor and go. We could work together, just like old times.
I want to, but I can't. I've got a mission of my own. It's too important for me to abandon, even for you. When it's over, and I'm still alive, we'll see what happens.
He's traumatized and he needs medical care. Tali will give us the Omnitool data and take him to the flotilla.
Understood, Commander.
Thank you, Shepard. I'm glad you're still the one giving the orders. Good luck out there. If I find anything that can help you, I'll let you know.
We're ready for pickup.
Shepard, good work on Freedom's progress. The Quarians forwarded their findings from Vitor's debriefing. No new data. but it's a surprising olive branch given our history. You and I have different methods, but I can't argue with your results.
You ever think about playing nice once in a while?
Diplomacy is great when it works, but difficult when everyone already perceives you as a threat. But more importantly, you confirm the Collectors are behind the abductions.
Why do I get the feeling you knew about them already?
I had my suspicions, but I needed proof. The Collectors are enigmatic at best. They periodically travel to the Terminus Systems, looking to gather seemingly unimportant items or specimens, usually in exchange for their technology. When their transactions are complete, they disappear as quickly as they arrived, back beyond the unmapped Omega-4 relay. Until now, we've had no evidence of direct aggression by the Collectors.
Why is the Omega-4 relay unmapped? What do we know about it?
Only that no ship passing through it has ever returned. Our best guess is that the relay reacts differently to Collector vessels, allowing them safe passage. If they can manipulate relays, that's just further evidence of the connection with the Reapers.
Interesting. And of course, you can learn a little bit more about some of their backstory by selecting these other options.
You're holding something back. How do you know the Reapers are involved?
The patterns are there, buried in the data. The Council and the Alliance want to believe the Reaper threat died with Sovereign. You and I know better. I won't wait until the Reapers are on the march. We need to take the fight to them.
If this is a war, I'll need an army, or a really good team.
I've already compiled a list of soldiers, scientists, and mercenaries. You'll get dossiers on the best of them. Finding them and convincing them to work with you could be challenging, but you're a natural leader. I'll continue to track the Collectors. When they make their next appearance, I'll notify you and your team. Be ready.
Keep your list. I want people I trust. The ones who helped me stop Saren and the Geth.
That was 2 years ago, Commander. Most of them have moved on, or their allegiances have changed.
Alright, you can actually find out what happened to all of them.
Where's Liara Tisoni?
She's on Ilium. My sources say that she's working for the Shadow Broker. If so, she can't be trusted.
Where's Garrus Vicarian?
The Turian disappeared a few months after you were declared dead. Even we haven't been able to locate him.
Where's Erdnot Rex?
He returned to Chichanka, and he hasn't gone off-world in over a year. He's trying to unite the Krogan clans.
Where's Caden Alenko?
He's still with the Alliance. Promoted, I believe. His file is surprisingly well classified.
Alright, and we clearly know where Tally is.
Okay, I get it. They're not available.
You're a leader, Shepard. You'll get who you need.
I'm still a Spectre. Maybe I can get the Council to help us out.
If you think you can convince them, by all means.
But since when has the Council helped you out, Shepard?
You've been gone a long time. Things have changed.
Alright.
You worry about the Collectors. I'll make sure my team's ready.
Good. 2 things before you go. First, head to Omega and find Morden Solus. He's a brilliant Solarian scientist. Our intelligence suggests he may know how to counteract the Collector's paralyzing Seeker swarms.
Sounds good. And what else?
I found a pilot I think you might like. I hear he's one of the best. Someone you can trust.
And there he is. Dude, you
Hey,
got
Commander.
me spaced.
Just like old times, huh?
I can't believe it's you, Joker.
Look who's talking. I saw you get spaced.
Got lucky, with a lot of strings attached. How'd you get here?
It all fell apart without you, Commander. Everything you stirred up, the Council just wanted it gone. The team was broken up, record sealed, and I was grounded. The Alliance took away the one thing that mattered to me. Hell yeah, I joined Cerberus.
You really trust the elusive man?
Well, I don't trust anyone who makes more than I do. But they aren't all bad. Saved your life, let me fly, and there's this. They only told me last night.
Alright. The Normandy SR2. She's definitely a beat.
It's good to be home, huh, Commander?
I guess we'll have to give her a name.
think. And there's that sweater look. Very styling.
Welcome aboard the new Normandy, Commander.
I've been looking over the dossiers. I'd strongly recommend starting by acquiring Morden Solus, the Solarian professor on Omega. We know the Collectors use some type of advanced technology to immobilize their victims. We'll need him to develop a countermeasure to protect us.
And without that countermeasure, we'll be helpless if we ever run into the Collectors.
Acquiring Professor Solus seems like the most logical place to start.
Who are you?
I am the Normandy's artificial intelligence. The crew like to refer to me as Edie.
Oh boy.
Helmsmen aren't happy when someone takes control of a ship away from them. Especially Joker.
I do not helm the ship. Mr. Moreau's talents will not go to waste. During combat, I operate the electronic warfare and cyber warfare suites. Beyond that, I cannot interface with the ship's systems. I observe and offer analysis and advice. Nothing more.
I'm guessing it takes more than just the three of us plus Joker to fly this ship?
The Normandy has a full crew. They're at their stations awaiting your orders.
Final preparations for takeoff are complete, Commander. When you're ready to go, just pick a destination from the galaxy map and the CIC and I'll plot a course.
Jacob and I should return to our posts. Come find us if you have any questions.
Alright, and then you get a quick tour. Fantastic. And there we go. So we're back here on the Normandy, the new Normandy SR2, and now we have our mission staked out for us. We need to start building up a new team since many of our old companions are no longer available. And with that team, we're going to go and try to uncover why the Collectors are abducting human colonies. Starting with, of course, getting Morden Solus, a Solarian scientist who we suspect will be able to help the team counteract those secret swarms that the Collectors were using to immobilize that human colony. We're going to, I'm going to go ahead and finish our first episode right here. I am so glad that you all are taking the time to join me today to kick off a playthrough of Mass Effect 2. The stakes are just ever higher. I mean, I guess stopping and impending Reaper invasion in Mass Effect 1 is pretty high up there, but in this one, you know, the drama gets even better. Commander Shepard basically gets killed right in the opening cutscene. Cerberus, an organization that, as far as we know, are a bunch of terrorists, spend a oodles amount of money to bring her back to life, and now they want Shepard to lead a team to figure out why all these human colonies are being abducted. Now, okay, not saying that that's not significant. It does though seem at this point like, oh yeah, so what? But as we go through this, we're going to uncover more about not just why these colonies are being abducted, but some of the underlying reasons which branch into the larger story arc of the Mass Effect trilogy, and it's quite interesting to learn about. So in any case, my name is Marvin. I really hope that you enjoyed this first episode here with Mass Effect 2. If you did, please do leave a like and subscribe to Buddy Up Gaming for more episodes here on Mass Effect Legendary Edition, as well as other family-friendly gaming content. Have a good one out there, and take care.